This is a difficult story to tell. So many terrible things happened that involved people just like you and me. There seemed to be so much hate in the air that day. It's hard to believe that this is a story about love. I can still hear the sounds of the angry crowd jeering, the soldiers shouting orders, and women and children crying. It was all so violent, yet when I think about that day, a certain peace comes to me. Listen closely, and we will try to show and tell you just what happened.
Let's see. I guess I showed up in the courtyard just about the time Jesus was being returned from Herod's court to Pilate's court, just as Jesus was being condemned to death.
Are you the king of the Jews? Have you no answer? See how many things they accuse you of. Do you want me to release to you the king of the Jews?
Release us, Barabbas!
Then what do you want me to do with the man you called the king of the Jews?
Crucify him! Crucify him!
The crowd and Pilate are not the only ones guilty of false accusations, lies, and gossip. I, too, have found myself condemning someone even though I didn't have all the facts. Jesus, please forgive us for all the people we have hurt, condemned, and crucified with unkind words.
Jesus' trouble had just begun. He now had to carry his cross to the hill where he would be crucified. I can just imagine how he felt. The same cross that he would later die on. If it would have been me, I don't know if I could have done it. Jesus not only carried his cross, he carried it without a grudge or complaint. My problem seemed so small compared to this. Jesus, give me strength to do the things I don't like to do without a grudge or complaint.
I'm not sure how or why it happened. Maybe it was a loose stone in the road that tripped him, or maybe he was pushed from behind. Regardless, I remember seeing Jesus fall, bringing down the weight of the cross on his already bruised shoulders. Even though I felt sorry for him, it wasn't enough to make me or anyone else from the crowd reach out to help him up. It's so easy to say, "That's too bad," or "I'm glad that isn't me," and then turn away without offering a hand. Jesus, help me to always help those who have fallen and are in need of my help.
My heart was so heavy when Jesus met his mother. The love between them was so strong. You could see it in their eyes. Mary was able to see beauty in Jesus even though his body was tormented and his spirit was broken. And Jesus was able to comfort his mother even when he himself was so uncomfortable. I think of my own parents. No matter how difficult things seem to be for me, I know they will always be there with their love. Jesus, help us to be grateful for those who love us.
There was quite a commotion as the soldiers pulled a man out of the crowd to help as Jesus carried his cross. As I recall, the man's name was Simon, Simon of Cyrene. Simon wasn't too thrilled about being chosen to help this poor man, but he did it anyway. It would have been so easy for him to find some excuse not to help. Besides, there were plenty of others in the crowd that could have done the dirty work instead. I think about my own family, church, and community. There's always things to be done, but I wait until I'm asked to help. Jesus, help me look for ways that I can help out at home, school, church, and in the community.
Then there was that lady, Veronica was her name. It was so important for her to see Jesus, and when she finally did meet him, All she could do was wipe his face with a cloth. It was such a small act of kindness. She wished she could have done more to ease his suffering. Her small act of mercy did not go unnoticed by Jesus, though. When she removed the cloth, Jesus had left an imprint of his face there. Veronica was not afraid to get her hands dirty to help someone out. Jesus, help me to be as courageous and tender as Veronica. I too would like you to make an imprint on my life.
I remember his head drooping and his knees buckling. Jesus had fallen again. I heard the soldiers taunt him. They said,
Let your face be clean.
Pull the man I cried to help you.
What more do you want? This time you're on your own.
Jesus did look so all alone, so helpless. I've been down too, helpless and alone. Jesus, help me to remember that no matter how many times I have fallen, you have always been there to help me. With you, I am never alone, never helpless.
The part I remember most was when Jesus met some weeping women from Jerusalem. It was so touching. Jesus, in all his agony and pain, was able to see someone else suffering. I still recall those words, "Weep not for me, but for yourself and your children." It amazed me how anyone could have been so unselfish. It made me look closely at the times I've only thought about myself, my hurts, and my pain, without any regard for those around me who were in worse shape. Jesus, help me to avoid feeling sorry for myself when everything doesn't go my way.
We didn't think he was going to make it, especially after he fell for the third time. His journey was getting more difficult with each step he took. I'm sure he wished for an easier way, but he knew this was something he had to do. Jesus, you have shown us that there is a much bigger goal in our lives than just gaining a life of comfort and pleasure here on earth. Help me to offer up my daily suffering and setbacks, just as you did, and look forward to sharing in your reward of everlasting life.
Jesus looked so embarrassed as the soldiers stripped him of his clothes. As if that was not enough humiliation to bear, they also split his robe between them and rolled dice for his tunic. They took away his garments, but they were not able to take away his love for us. I am reminded of times that I have mocked others for their physical appearance and style of dress. I, too, am guilty of stripping away a person's dignity. Jesus, help me respect the specialness and love you have for all of us. No matter what we look like or what we wear, our real beauty is deep inside.
I still can't understand it. Why did they nail you to the cross? The hands that did so much good, the feet that walked on so many errands of kindness, now are being punished. It all seems so unfair, so ungrateful. But yet you asked your Father to forgive them because they did not know what they were doing. You forgave them just as you forgave us for nailing others with hatred, prejudice, and unkindness. Jesus, help forgive those who have hurt me, and ask for forgiveness from those I have hurt.
They called it Good Friday, but how could your death upon the cross be good? Birds could not sing, the sun could not shine. The world had lost its greatest gift when you cried out,
Father, into your hands I commend my spirit.
Jesus, help me to find good in my life and pursue it, even if it involves some pain and suffering.
They all loved you so very much. You could tell by the gentle way they took you down from the rough cross. Mary probably remembered holding you in her arms as a baby. Your body now was so empty and lifeless as they washed you in perfume and spices and wrapped you in special linens. There were probably many things they wanted to say to you, but sometimes we wait until it's too late to tell or show our family and friends that we love them. Jesus, help us to constantly remind our loved ones that they are special. They deserve to be handled with gentleness and care.
They buried you in Joseph of Arimathea's tomb. It was a new tomb in the side of a hill that could be sealed by a great stone. The Romans remembered your promise to rise in 3 days, and they feared that your disciples and apostles would steal your body and pretend that you had risen from the dead. So they put a soldier in front of the tomb to guard your body. Sometimes I am responsible for burying you in my own life, Jesus. I get so busy with other things, work, sports, school, clubs, friends, social media, even TV, that I shut you out of my life. I forget to pray or to follow your will, and my heart becomes like the sealed stone in front of your tomb. Jesus, help me to make room for you in my heart. All was quiet when we left the tomb that day, but somehow I knew that this story wasn't going to end there. Jesus, you give us hope as we wait for and anticipate your resurrection. Amen. Thank you for your participation in the Stations of the Cross this evening. We hope this helps you continue your Lenten journey in the light of Christ.